Hey, it's Alex with Lover Fighter Writer, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how to sculpt a brand voice from scratch. So the reason that I say how to sculpt your brand voice, because SCULPT is the acronym that I've given my system for creating a brand voice. Just to tell you a little bit about me, I'm a professional copywriter. I also do some other stuff like SEO and content writing, but one of my greatest loves, professionally speaking at least, is copywriting, and I really enjoy getting to know brands and individuals who have personal brands and helping them craft a brand voice that feels like they wrote it. Whenever I'm doing any copywriting, my goal is always to write the copy that my client would write if they had all the time and all the copywriting skills in the world. So that is kind of my goal with this process, and in the next few minutes I'm going to teach you exactly how you can do this too. So SCULPT is the acronym, and it is the simple system for creating a brand voice. The S stands for synthesize, which means synthesize existing content that the brand has. Now, for brands that are absolutely new, like for a brand new startup that has absolutely no assets, you might end up skipping this step, but you can probably, if that's the case, like if you're working with a business or a startup that has absolutely no existing content, then you can get the founders or whoever the creative controllers and decision makers are to suggest like words or images or things like that that they feel represent their brand, and you can kind of start with that as existing content. Then the C stands for conduct interviews. So you want to conduct at least one interview, ideally possibly more than one, and we'll dive into that a little bit later. The U stands for upgrade core ideas and values into visual assets that you can use to help kind of put a creative spin and make really effective copy out of. The L stands for linger over the visuals until you are inspired by them. The P stands for pull ideas for taglines and headlines from the visuals. And the T stands for turn it all into a voice and tone guide, which you can then give to your writers, give to anyone who's going to be creating copy or content for your brand, so that they can do it in a very kind of cohesive way. And so that everyone who writes for the brand is going to at least have a fairly similar style and voice. So let's dive right into it. The S is for synthesize the brand's existing content. So that's if they already have existing social media or web properties that they like the content on. Maybe they wrote it themselves, maybe they hired someone and they just like what that person did. You can synthesize that and learn from it. It doesn't mean that you need to be the same as it. You might be crafting a new and improved brand voice, but you can definitely learn from those assets. Then we have conduct an interview or interviews with creative controllers. I usually, in the case of bigger companies, I always try to interview at least one founder and whoever the biggest creative decision maker is. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the CEO. It might be like the CMO or the content manager or someone like that. Basically, whoever is going to be the decider when it comes to what gets published on the website. If we're talking about web copy, then you want to make sure that you're talking to that person so that you get their vision of what it's going to look like. The U stands for upgrade core ideas and values to a visual format. So one of the easiest ways to really get your mind working creatively and thinking about things in unique ways is to visualize the data creatively. And so my favorite way to do that is to build out a word cloud or a mood board reflecting the brand's mission and their core values. So you can use images from their social media or images that they provide in like a mood board, or you can create a word cloud just using a free online word cloud generator or using a free tool like Google Drawings. It's really easy. You just put in some words, you make them different sizes, you put them together at odd angles in different creative ways over top of different images, and different things will start to pop out at you as you linger over the visuals until they inspire creation. So I usually spend anywhere from a few minutes to half an hour studying the visuals, studying my word cloud, studying my mood board, and as I do that, things will start to pop out at me. just like ideas for, things that sound really good that use those words, and I'll start to write those down and take notes. And this is where you pull ideas for taglines and headlines from the visuals. Taglines and headlines, and also like persuasive bullets, are some of the most important parts of copywriting. So if you can extract a combination of words and phrases that are going to make those up in your future copy, you're actually doing a lot of the work ahead of time, and then the rest can just be turning what you already have magically into turning those taglines and headlines into a voice and tone guide with instructions and samples. So you use your ideas for taglines and headlines to assemble the brand voice guide. And a brand voice guide usually has kind of some directions, some definitions, some examples, and you might have like sample social media posts with the copy and the visual. You might have some samples of your website's design, or whatever you already have that you like, that you want there to be more like that, then that's a good place to start. And so that is basically the SCULPT process for creating a brand voice. My name is Alex. If you want to find out more about me and my process, you can go to alexducker.ca. That's my website. And thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.